I used to, I can say, steal my uncle's Royal Enfield motorbike. I used to go about. Uh, One day when I was going Mangalore, there was an accident. When India got independence in 1947, August 15, I was in Mangalore studying. He said, क्या जबान आएगा या उस्मान भाई, 1 रुपया का कम चावल नहीं मिलता है. हम कैसा जिएंगे? That was the greatest lesson I got in life.
Life's moving pretty fast, with our attention shifting as fast as the next reel. Events that seem like they happened just a couple of years ago are actually more than 5 or 6 years in the past. In the midst of all this craziness of what is, it can be easy to forget what was. Today's video is about taking a moment to know of one such story from none other than the man who has lived it. Papa's taking the effort to give us the story that we want. Are you enjoying?
Because the first time I'm doing this,
Yeah.
I had some hesitation
Really?
before starting this. Because you are known to me.
Yeah. So the whole point is you have a lot of stories which people at large should be able to know of. Otherwise, it is just between you, me, passed on from.
It's lost.
Yeah, it's lost. It is like a conversation. You may choose to speak about it for as long as you want or for as little time as you want. You came from a very influential family. If you can just start with talking about that.
Oh, okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My father comes from a poor setup in Udyavaram of Manjeshwar. He lived there for some time and went for livelihood to Chikmagalur. It was a distance of about 200 kilometers to where he used to go by walking. Those days, about 20 to 25 days to reach there. He goes there collecting a gang of laborers. He takes them to the estates around Chikmagalur where they work for the planters. And so he started his earning like that. Later on, by building quarters for the workers and work on that way. So he was known as Mestri, Muhammad Mestri. Later on, he expanded his business, go over to Chikmagalur town and took government PWD works in which he prospered and became a councillor of the Chikmagalur municipality. Meanwhile, took some lands. In those lands, he planted coffee plants, and made a coffee estate there. It was known as the Sunkasal estate. As for myself, I born in Mangalore, the house of my grandfather, father of my mother.
Father of your mother. Okay, okay.
I born there about in 1937 and brought up in that house. I stayed there till I finished my 10th standard. Then later I did my PUC.
Okay.
SSLC was in that time it was 11 years, not
Oh, not 10
not
years.
10 years like
Now.
nowadays.
Okay, okay.
I went to Manipal to do my engineering in civil. My father expired suddenly, heart failure in Chikmagalur. Then I discontinued my studies and went there and took his charge. Manipal was a very good life.
Really?
It was the first batch of Manipal Engineering College.
You also had an injury.
Yes.
That was when?
When I was Mangalore, I used to, I can say, steal my uncle's Royal Enfield motorbike. I used to go about.
Okay.
One day I was going Mangalore, Ampankatta area. There was an accident, and in that I lost conscious for about 3 days.
Hmm.
Family didn't know about that. After 3 days, I was released from
Medical
hospital.
hospital. Yeah.
I went to one nursing home. There I was there about 1 month.
I see.
During my stay there, father visited me. He used to always be in Chikmagalur only. Visited me and went back. After 1 week of his visit, he expired there. His body was brought to native place of Udyawal and buried in the ground of Udyawal Masjid ground. After releasing from hospital,
Hmm.
I had to go to Chikmagalur and take charge of his affairs. And also we have to look after the coffee estate,
Yeah.
which was in just upcoming stage,
Right. Right.
not fully developed.
Mm-hmm.
There I had to go every week to pay wages
I see.
and go on.
Mm-hmm. Were you married at the time?
No, I married just after his death.
Yeah.
He knew about the relations,
Mm-hmm.
but he was not present for the marriage.
Yeah.
But my grandfather was there.
I see.
He was managing us.
Right. Right. Right.
I married at the age of 25. The girl belongs to Mogral Butta from Kasaragod Taluk. After marriage, we settled in the estate for about 10 years. At that time, the coffee rates were so low,
Hmm.
we could not maintain it because we had about 20 workers, all provided labor, water, and medical, everything. All we had to do under labor laws. So it became a burden to me. So we sold it
I see.
in 1970.
Who had more influence on you? Was it your grandfather or was it your father?
Father used to be in Chikmagalur only. Myself, his family in grandfather's house. He used to see my father occasionally when he comes down.
Okay.
We have don't much connection with them. And also we are not free with him like nowadays.
Right.
We don't appear before him.
Okay. What about your grandfather? You close to your grandfather?
Grandparent also about like that, but we were only one house.
Yeah.
He was a bit better.
Okay.
So life was good. No very less life.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. When you were born, I think India was still under British rule.
British rule, yes.
What can you tell me about British India?
I born in 97. So for 10 years, I was under British rule, I can say. Those days, the collectors were British, only British.
Hmm.
They owned a large area for their residents. And they were respected very much. Even police were very respected, and we are afraid of seeing them.
Why?
They wore half pants and long red cap. and a lathi in hand.
Maybe the lathi used to scare you.
Those buildings and bridges which British built in India are still working. Nowadays, we have seen in newspaper last month, 4 bridges were broken down in Bihar within the period of 1 year of its construction, and one collapsed even before opening it. So such things we never had in the British rule. Huh?
Yeah.
I really like that their rule, even though it may be wrong saying that. So everybody obeyed the law.
What do you remember of the Independence Day declaration, and do you remember anything about that particular day?
Yes, sir. When India got independence in 1947, August 15, I was in Bangalore studying. And the whole town was decorated, full light and by slogan Jai Hind. Very much celebrated. Mahatma Gandhi, he was there when India got independence. So we are very proud of Jawaharlal Nehru as our Prime Minister. He and his father, Motilal Nehru, they sacrificed everything the thing for the nation.
Yeah.
Even he donated their house to the party.
I think independence was a joint effort, I think, by many freedom fighters. It was a collective effort. Yeah.
Struggle for independence took several years.
Yeah. Very long.
Very long, and many died. Several in Kerala also, Muslims, they had so many groups to fight against the government, and they were killed and taken to island for imprisonment. They said Kalapani. There they were imprisoned and tortured so much for rioting against the government.
Would you like tea?
We can have tea.
Yeah.
Father had a lot of vehicles, and those cars were imported from England. Don't go today. He said, what? I saw your plane is crashing. And he said, how fast you can drive? 6-lane road. I said, I try.